hope that got in the footage. We're live. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Elite Racer Series Season 2. This is race 7 from Watkins Glen. It is the second road course race of the season. If you remember the first one, Road America, it was a crazy one, and I actually have the winner from that one as our in-race report, and I think he's the only one here with me. So there is one person in the booth and one person in a car. That will be interesting for the rest of this race. But yeah, Watkins Glen for race number 7. LT, you missed the last two races last week, so you kind of went down a little bit in the points. In fact, the points right now, Dirty Boy is on top by 2 over Workman, but Workman's not racing until August. So that 20 is going to be moving down the ranking. You have KD in 3rd, you have Arrow in 4th, and Tango in 5th, and then you have Brennan, there's you, Jocko, and Big Jim as well. Some people are not racing that were in that I just kind of mentioned, but on pole, if I see this right, BKR is on pole. LT, you'll be starting second. I thought you said you weren't doing that good in qualifying, so I'm a little confused about how you got second. Yeah, so LT, Watkins Glen, right? What's your favorite part of this road course? Because obviously you won at Road America, so you've come to like the road courses a little bit. What's your favorite part about Road America? Or Watkins Glen. We're not at Road America anymore.
The Glen, I'd probably say the bus stop, just because it's so hectic. A lot of people tend to screw it up, hit the glitch. If you could capitalize on those mistakes, you could gain positions. And I do not like the carousel. That's one part that I do not like. But I think it's a fun track. This is definitely going to be an exciting race.
Carousel's like my favorite part, man. God.
What?
Yeah, I like the carousel here. That's one of my favorite corners. Whenever you hit that perfect, it's so satisfying. Hitting the carousel perfect, like diamonding it, going high, and then shooting straight on. Oh, it's amazing. Enough with that, though. 45 laps here at Watkins Glen. There are stages. There's no yellows, so the only yellows that these drivers will get will be the stage breaks for stage 1, which I think is 9 laps, and stage 2, which is another 9 laps. And then you'll have like 20-some laps, 23 or so, to end out this race. LT, just let me know when to join because I see the clock running down on Big Jim's stream. So
10-4.
I'll get ready to join. I don't really have much else to say, really. Race 7. Next race will be Gateway. Shout out to our sponsors. Hold on, wait.
You can join now.
Okay. Shout out to our sponsors, Double G Construction Roofing, and a new one, Richmar Floors, from the Lehigh Valley, LT. So maybe you'll be able to get a bouquet of flowers if you win here today.
I'll keep that
noted. Maybe you'll get a new roof as well. I will be bringing up flowers a lot now. If someone goes off into the grass, they're going to be mowing the flowers out from the bus stop or something. Definitely. Don't cut the bus stop, by the way.
There's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing dirt flying everywhere, especially at the start when they're like 2 wide through the bus stop. It's hard to do 2 wide. Sometimes people try and push 3 wide. But it's a talented group of people here, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot of sweats here. Brennan definitely wants to win this. Every time he goes to Watkins Glen, he has to win. And then you have some people that are hard-headed fellows a little bit further back in the pack that I'm sure would love to win. But here we go. We're green flag at Watkins Glen. Off to turn 1, BKR on pole. LT in second. Then there's Brennan and KD. KD trying to get to the points. Had already Tango backing off, just letting the field go back there. Dirty Boy won here last season in a thrilling finish. Already moving up, trying to get by KD, who's in the grass through the S's. And Tiger, another one to watch out for. That 32 is going to be stout here, I have to assume. Always going to need to come to the road courses. Never got to see what he could do at Road America because he was back in the pack. But he's already missed the bus stop, actually, though. I think that's some commentator's jinx. He's now come to a stop in the bus stop, serving that penalty going away. But that track position that I talked about he had, it's gone now. He's back in 14th. So that might be partially my fault. But battle for second, maybe Broom. Brennan is there. He knows how to get around too because basically this track is the back of his hand. He has it drawn. He has the track map drawn on the back of his hand. He'll be moving behind LT. Dirty Boy in 4th. LT loose off. Maybe he downshifted there. He never does that. Maybe he's experimenting with it. But BKR leads lap 1 fast everywhere and fast here. Front 5 have gotten away. There's Tiger. Big Jim right now riding in 6th. A decent ways back at KD, who's sideways off the corner. There's Allen right behind in 7th, and you have Pens in 8th. Tango, I believe, is about 10th or so. Oh, the 88's in the wall. You have Allen and Pens. They've kind of wrecked in the S's. They're both in the guardrail, able to keep it going there. Tango's going to move around some of them. I'm trying to see who's in the middle of all that. You have Arrow trying to get up there in the 48. Oh, I think, yeah, Brett just hit the guardrail at the entrance of the bus stop. Very common mistake. I've seen it a lot. If only Eli were here, I could talk to him a few times about it, because he would know. But Brett can add his name to the list. And they got penalty. So that's like a bad to worse right there. He hit the guardrail, which caused him to wreck, and they got penalty for wrecking because he was in the middle of the bus stop. Battle for second is still heating up. Dirty Boy is there now, right behind Brennan, and LT is, I think Brennan's going to want to try and get by LT here as quick as he can, but want to do it cleanly as well, and sometimes that's hard to do at Watkins Glen. Dirty Boy looking out for a pass into turn one, see if he can try and outbreak Brennan. It's like the 9 actually more aggressive into the corner than the 10 and the 19 up towards the guardrail, but gets back on track. The front runner's doing a great job so far, keeping it clean. In 5th place, you have Katie a good ways back, but Big Jim's actually catching him. Big Jim on controller, and he's loose into the S's. Every time I talk about someone, they start doing bad, so I'm going to start talking about you, LT.
Oh, great.
Through the bus stop. Oh, BKR actually messed up the bus stop a little bit there. Brennan is inside of LT. They're going to make some contact. Oh, Brennan's spinning now! Oh my gosh, every time I focus on someone, something bad happens.
I don't know if that was my fault.
All I know is that the 9 got the worst of it. Brennan is now back around 6th. They didn't lose too much time. He just lost kind of ground, I guess you could say. And LT lost 2nd off that. Dirty Boy now up to 2nd. LT back to 3rd. KD 4th. And Big Jim is currently in 5th with BKR leading. I think BKR maybe was about to cut the bus stop and gave some back there. And that's why he lost so much ground. Normally that's just a common courtesy thing. If you know you're going to go off in the bus stop, you either lift to lose whatever you're going to gain, or you lift to give some time up if you are going to cut. As out or Brendan back there almost got into the tire barriers way off in turn 1. He went really wide in the 9. He's trying to run back down Big Jim and KD, and I think he could definitely run those two down. He's really good here, Brendan is, and I know he was very excited last week. Everyone else that was in their post-race was not happy. Brennan was ecstatic that Watkins Glen was next. He's looking forward to this race for sure and looking for some redemption from last season here. I think definitely it's going to be hard to beat BKR at this stage. 11 doing a really good job. I still wonder where that camera is positioned since the cars go right under it and there's no bridge there. I'm a little confused. Maybe they tie cables to the catch fence and they run it across the track. Dirty Boy, did he just get the wall? Or he did. He got very close in that 10. KD starting to reel 2nd and 3rd in just a little bit. He's starting to get into a rhythm. The first few laps didn't go his way, but starting to come back a little bit in that 18 cars. They've already got 5 to go in the stage, so the first 2 stages very fast here, both 9 laps apiece. Then you have the final stage over 20 laps or so. So that'll be a good long green flag stretch. They'll have to pit, so they're going to have to make a green flag pit stop because no yellows except for the stages here. So that's going to be exciting to see who can master pit road entry and maybe what strategy can try and be pulled. You know, I think Tango's going to, you know, he's all the time in these races, he's saved the whole final stage, even though it doesn't help him any. He still does it because he figures if he's going to be lagging and stuff and not able to race, if he's lagging, then why not just try and save and see what he can do with it. So we'll see if Tango employs that strategy in the final stage, or someone can try and take no tires. Since you can't take left side tires, and those are the tires that wear fastest here, you don't just want to take 2, you would want to take 4, which is obviously 15, 16 seconds. So if you can just take fuel only, that's about 3 to 6 seconds, which could gain you 8, 9, 10 seconds. And so I have to see if anyone can try and save those left side tires enough. It's been close for me a few times here at Watkins Glen 50% races. It's been close, but I don't think I've ever been able to take take none. So I have to see if someone can try and do that in that final stage. And that's really what these drivers are going to be looking forward to now, is these first 2 stages. It'll just be a nice little, I guess, a nice little estimate of where you are in terms of your car, in terms of who's fast and who's not. You can try and gauge yourself off some of the guys around you. That's what these first 2 stages are for. And then that final stage where you really have to try and make sure you don't make any mistakes, don't get yourself back in the pack. Because we've seen Brendan, he's fast, but he's still back, and he's made some mistakes. He's now back down to 7th. He's gotten passed by Arrows up to 6th, and the Big Jim's pulled away from him. So Brendan, that one issue that he had in the carousel with LT when they made some contact, spun him around. Now he went back to 6th, now he's back to 7th after making some more mistakes. Dirty Boy a little wide there, but they've run down BKR a little bit. The 11 hasn't pulled away like I thought he would. He was really, really fast the first few laps. Pulled away, but now they're starting to catch him a little bit, and if they're not catching, they're at least keeping the gap consistent. So the front four are starting to come together, all within the same camera shot. They're all within kind of the same mini straightaways. I see one car in pit road. I don't know if that's a lag out or if that is someone on strategy. It's Air Diddy, and he has had huge internet issues over the season, so I'm going to assume that was a lag out as Arrow got into the wall off of the S's. That's a common place to get loose as well. Top of the S's, you have that wheel hard to the left trying to get it back, and sometimes it snaps around, so that might have been what happened
Dirty
to Arrow
Boy.
right there.
Last second, by the way.
Oh yeah, he did. Look at that. Dirty Boy's back to 4th. LT, you passed him. You would know that he lost 2nd because you're the one now in 2nd. KD up to 3rd as well.
Hit a mistake in the bus stop.
Common. Very easy to have happen. That's kind of like a corner where you go in there and it's like a game of chicken. You're playing chicken, but with the racetrack, not really with another person. You're trying to see how far deep you can throw it in there without, having to hit the brakes or lift. So every time through there, it's almost a different experience, and it's always crazy through there. You never do know what that bus stop will give you, but they've got 2 to go in this stage. Obviously, no stage points are awarded, so there's no stage win on the line, no points or playoff points or whatever. This is solely just for track position purposes and just to get yellows for drivers who maybe got caught up in issues on the initial start. You get caught up in a wreck there, none of your doing. Instead of it going caution-free the whole race, you have these 2 cautions that you know are going to happen, and you can try and gain track position that way. And honestly, if I was at the back of the pack, before 2 to go, I maybe was pitted to try and leapfrog and see if I could do something like that if I know I'm fast enough to do that. So I'm surprised no one actually came down pit road, but LT's actually starting to pull away a little bit from 3rd place KD, who's still got a mirror full of Dirty Boy. He threw it in deep into turn 6 and got a great corner there right into the back and looking to the inside turn 7. Looks like he'll back up a little bit, try and get a nice arc off. KD a little bit slow through the middle. And that battle for 3rd is going to be going all the way around 2.45 more miles, as this is the final lap of stage number 1. LT in 2nd, BKR. He's led every lap so far from pole position. Right now, 1st and 2nd are right where they started as the battle for 3rd. Dirty Boy gave a bump to KD, and they'll be side by side through the S. It's hard to do that here, but they're going to keep it side by side. No one's surrendering. Dirty Boy finally backs out, knowing that wasn't going to be too smart. KD able to keep 3rd for now. LT gaining a little bit on BKR as they race down the backstretch, getting a little bit of draft off into the bus stop. Nice bus stop for both those drivers right there. Kept it on the racetrack very, very fast through there. LT maybe just a little bit better as they entered the carousel. Looks like BKR got a nice little drive off, and if he pulled away, it's just by a little bit, but he did maintain the gap. Final time to 6 and 7. LT backs off a little bit, trying to get a nice launch off. BKR just keeping it nice and steady into the final corner. And it looks like at the end of this first stage, it's going to be BKR leading every lap. LT will end it right where he started in 2nd. KD will be 3rd. Dirty Boy 4th. Big Jim in 5th. And all 5 of those drivers within the same straightaway. So very competitive between those front 5. And who knows what could happen on this next restart. These restarts here at Watkins Glen are always crazy going on turn 1. So LT, you kept your position in 2nd. How do you feel about the car you're able to maintain with BKR as well? He looked like he was the fast guy early on.
Yeah, it felt good. BKR was really fast. I was trying to run him down there at the end. I feel bad for Brendan. I don't know if that was my fault, if I wrecked him or not. Just got sideways out of the bus stop, and then I guess I put him in the grass. So, yeah, definitely have a top 5 car. I think BKR is the best, but we'll see what I have for him.
And there's your in-race radio presented by Double G Construction and Roofing for the end of Stage 1. You have to have a sponsor on everything nowadays, so that's what we're going to start doing. So everyone will pit here, obviously. It'll be another 9-lap stint right here. So just the same as the first one. Brendan back up to 6th, got a spot back from Arrow. Tiger back up to 8th after missing the bus stop early on. So Tiger with a nice rebound there. He fell all the way back to last. Fell all the way back to 14th when that mistake happened. So Nice rebound there, 6 spots back up to 8th for him. And really, the top 8 would be the people you expect to be up there. You have BKR, LT, KD, Dirty Boy, Big Jim, all these others. As we have one stay out, the 54 of AJ, I think that is.
Oh boy.
Stays out, so he'll be the leader. So that's a new person now up here. We'll see how he does on this restart. 9 more laps underway in stage 2. They go down to turn 1. Oh, early break for the 54. They all stack up behind. He'll go wide here. LT looking to try and get through. He gets hit in. Gets sideways, saves it. Almost 4 wide as they split the 54 all around. Everyone trying to get everything they can. Arrow with a nice restart. They're up inside the top 4. That was a really good restart for Arrow. Up to 4th for the 48. LT a little tight off the S's. You could hear through the in-car radio. Going, uh-oh. Brennan getting by AJ. Tiger trying to get by his... Oh, no! The 54 at the guardrail and others are going off through the grass. Brett, one of them. The 11 is sideways. BKR and KD making contact. They're all over the place here at Watkins Glen. And there's a 3-car pileup at the exit of the bus stop. The 90, the 9, and the 66 all got penalties at the same spot in the bus stop and all stopped in the same spot. This is chaotic road course racing, just like we saw at Road America. And I don't know where to watch at this point. There's a battle back there for about 5th or 6th. This battle for the lead is definitely not going to go away anytime soon. And you have LT trying to get here around Big Jim, who's found himself in 3rd after that restart. That very chaotic restart, which really all started with that 54 staying out and trying to get that track position, but obviously didn't work out for him. And that's a move where sometimes you just have to think about your strengths and weaknesses, and you have to say, is this one of my better tracks? As Big Jim's off into the grass in the S's, that's a terrible place to have that happen. Now he's on the guardrail. Even worse. Behind them, Arrow and Dirty Boy also having pretty similar fates, but if you're going to do a move to stay out or take 2 to try and get track position, you want to ask yourself, is my strength this racetrack? Or am I not going to be as good as some of the guys around me? Because if you're not going to be that good as BKR lose the lead for the first time today, is once again he kind of messed up the exit of the bus stop and into the carousel right there. That's a 2nd straight lap that's happened, and KD now out in front of the 18, looking to become the first driver other than BKR to lead a lap here. As it's a JGR 1-2-3. We've seen that a lot this season so far. Whether it be Workman up there, but it's been all 4 of them that have been very, very strong so far this season. And KD's going to be the first driver other than BKR to lead a lap here at Watkins Glen. So we'll see if BKR can try and get it back, or if KD can try and pull away. KD's no slouch at Watkins Glen. In fact, all these drivers at the front, you definitely put them as some of the best at these road courses. So we'll just have to see how they can keep it like this. BKR again off into the grass through the S's. Now 11 just, I don't know if it's too loose for him, if it's just not handling right now. But obviously BKR having some issues at the start of this stage. That's a few straight laps now. He's not gotten through some of these technical corners as good as he should be. Dirty Boy got by Big Jim, who let him go. So now Dirty Boy back up to 4th and flying up through the bus stop into the carousel. Got a nice run there onto LT for 3rd. That time BKR gets into the carousel smoothly, not off into the grass. As Brennan trying to rebound after his issues in the 9. Dirty Boy doing a nice job in 4th. Big Jim in 5th, and just by Big Jim, I think that's Arrow in the 48, who's made nice progress. Had a really good restart in that 48 car. Went from about 6th or 7th on that restart, maybe even 8th, up to 4th. Lost some ground there, but now he's settled in 6th and basically about right where he was. Tiger in 7th and can see the front pack, so it's a good rebound for Tiger once again. If he can, maybe this next restart will go a little bit better for everyone up front, and it'll be a little less chaotic, and you can see some of these drivers that haven't seen the front yet try and get up there. As Big Jim goes wide, almost gets into the guardrail off turn 1. Nice job getting it back onto the track. If you hit the guardrail at the front of the pack, that could lead to a few more cars getting involved than just yourself. I have experience, so don't want that to happen, especially at the beginning of stage 3. You just do not want that to happen. As BKR trying to run down KD, but KD pulling away there through the inner loop, doing a really good job. BKR's just, I don't think he's as strong as he was at the start of this race right now. He did really good the first 2 or 3 laps of this race. Pulled away to a decent lead, but ever since then, whoever's been in 2nd has been able to maintain, if not gain, and then KD got by him on this stage 1 restart, stage 2 beginning restart, so let's have to see if he can try and find a rhythm again, or if he's going to keep falling back, and if LT Dirty Boy could try and get around him, because those two back behind also very, very good here. Dirty Boy got the wall at the final corner, loses some ground. LT now doesn't have to worry about the mirror as much and can now just focus forward on the 11 to try and pass BKR here as they enter turn 1. A heavy braking zone, place where you can try and outbrake if someone in front does not get into the brakes as late as you do. You see Katie up there using every inch of asphalt he can through these S's, trying to keep the momentum up. That's one of those areas of the racetrack where if you can stay in the gas, you can really get a good run all the way up this long straightaway. It takes you all the way into this bus stop. See LT really throw it in there deep. BKR a little bit easier on it. KD cuts, gives up some time. LT cuts, but also gives up time. So there you can see kind of that courtesy rule where if you know you're going to go off, you're going to cut some of the track. You can stay full throttle and gain tenths, but obviously you can back off through there and lose ground even if you want to try and give it back. That's what LT and KD both did. KD probably gave up at least half a second of his lead. LT gave up time. He's now on the front bumper of Dirty Boy right there. So obviously both those drivers do what they need to do. When they went off course, they gave their time back that they would have gained and maybe even then some. And LT still in third, Dirty Boy in fourth, and Tiger's closing a little bit on fifth and sixth. Big Jim's losing a little bit of ground with the front four. Arrow kind of falling back with him, but Tiger's not really falling. He's kind of maintaining right now in seventh and trying to get up by Arrow and Big Jim both. As we know, Tiger is very good at these types of tracks and showing it right now. Trying to close in on that 48 for sixth. I think that'd be the highest Tiger has been all day long. Katie once again nicely through the bus stop. Perfect. Ikara a little bit off, but that's fine. Didn't really gain anything with that move. Really, the no cutting rule is just to keep people from cutting the whole of that final section. You can go right up by those guardrails and gain, once again, just tense by doing that. If you go off a little bit, two tires off, even a little bit of 4 tires off, that's really not too big of an advantage here. But again, down to the final 3 laps this time by of this stage. So caution will come out soon. Once again, they'll re-rack the field and try it again. And that will be the most important restart these drivers will have of the race. Obviously, these first 2, they were nice to feel out the car and see how these restarts are going to go. But this final one's going to be the one where people are going to be the most aggressive, try and get whatever they can, get their track position, because that's the final time. Everyone will be bunched together. So 3 laps to try and get all the track position these drivers can, because the further back you are on a restart on a road course, the worse it's going to be for you. The more you're just going to get run into from behind and then get pushed into from the front. So these drivers definitely want to get everything they can, as I think there's someone ahead of the 18 off a little bit there, but I'm trying to see who is there in front of Katie that he is about to lap. And I'm looking, it's AJ. So I'm wondering if AJ, who had obviously stayed out there, I'm wondering if he came into pit road to do service here, and I'm wondering if he's going to try to stay out again, or if he pitted a little bit too soon in the stage to where he's not comfortable to try that. But it'll be interesting. I mean, if you pit during the stage, if you pit late enough, you can make it, even if you stay out. But once again, him staying out last time was not good for him. And I don't think he's going to have the luxury to try and do that, because with still 2 to go, he has Katie right behind him. I think Katie will be able to put him a lap down by the time we get to the green checkered flag. Dirty still on pit road, still lagged out. As Dirty Boy got really loose. Big Jim really loose off the off turn 1 as well, and Arrow right up to his bumper along with Tiger. That's a 3-way battle now for 5th. And Dirty Boy in 4th loses ground to LT in 3rd. This battle for 5th right here. Big Jim has it. Arrow wants it. Tiger wants both. Tiger right now in 7th. Right on the back of Arrow. You get some really nice draft down that straightaway, and it kind of redlines you. There's some issues up front, it sounds like. Yes, there is. The 54 may have done something with the 18 there. LT, yes. You saw what happened. Yes, the 54 cost the 18 the lead, it looks like. And BKR takes it back, so AJ obviously he wants to stand the lead lap, but that's, oh yeah, I don't know about that. That's a few, oh my gosh, where is he going? Oh, he spun it and got KD. Oh my gosh, yeah, if I'm KD, I'm fuming right now, I'll be honest. 1 to go on the stage. Obviously, no points on the line for the stages, but you just gave up track position because of that. And it was kind of a foolish thing that happened as Tiger, on Big Jim's stream, he hit the pit barrels. He got loose off the final corner, hit the pit barrels. He's now in pit road. Obviously illegal, but, I mean, what could he do? He kind of got spun in there, so I'll be interested to see if he can stay out now or if he'll pit again. But the final lap of the stage, looking a lot like the first. BKR leading, LT in 2nd, but obviously with some controversial circumstances that surround it, with the 54 and the 18 getting into it. Obviously one of them being a lap down, one of them being the race leader. And you never like to see lead lap cars get affected by lap cars, especially in that way. The 54 got split 3 wide in the bus stop by the 3 and the 48, so his woes are not over. But final 2 corners for BKR. It looks like he's going to win the first 2 stages. Once again, no points on the line, but pride and track position for BKR. Started on pole and wasn't the best car this stage, but was the luckiest. BKR wins this stage. LT once again second. Dirty Boy and KD third and fourth, and the battle for fifth. Big Jim able to keep it. The 48 spins to the line, but another topsy-turvy ending. The 88 spun in turns 6 and 7. He's right now in 7th. No one's near him because of how this stage has gone. There's been cars everywhere. So LT, crazy ending to this stage. Now you have over 20 laps for this final stint. How do you feel about the car, and how do you think it's going to feel in a longer run, a full fuel run here?
Hopefully better. I know long run at road courses, it tends to be better, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't know what happened there with the 54. Obviously no stage points on the line, but still, can't really be a lap car and do that. I feel bad for KD. He lost some track position, but yeah, I feel like this restart's going to be quite crazy. This is a big opportunity to gain positions, and people are going to be aggressive.
Here's your Stage 2 in-car radio presented by Richmar Floors. But you mentioned how it gets better in the longer run at road courses, which is very, very common. With you being able to go all but 6 laps or so in this final stage on the tank of fuel you put in now, do you think the strategy is going to be to run out as long as you can? Or, as Brennan and Tiger are now 1-2, this is going to be interesting. Or do you think you want to pit early to try and have the better stuff later? That's going to be something interesting to watch during this, but Tiger's going to pull over. Brennan's going to keep the lead. So Brennan wants this green flag back in the air. We'll see how the 9 can do. Obviously, Brennan no slouch on road courses. He'll lead them to turn 1. LT using the inside to get up to second. Brennan wide, Tango into the grass and gets a penalty. And LT leads for the first time today. Brennan in second. In the grass, hits BKR, who looks for a move up the S's. Side by side for second. LT able to pull away into the wall for Arrow through the S's. And they're all scattering at the top of the S's. They're going to go 3 wide. Big Jim looking down. KD into the bus stop. He thinks better of it. BKR gets clear in second. The battle for third. Dirty Boy and Brennan are side by side through the bus stop. Not an easy feat to accomplish, but they do it. Able to get through for now. KD still stuck back here in the 18. Obviously one of the faster cars of the day. Stuck behind Brennan as getting shuffled back there. It's Big Jim all over the place. Dirty Boy and Brett to his inside. 3 wide at the exit of the carousel, so we're back to double foul. First time we've mentioned Brett's name all day. He's up inside the top 10. There'll be 3 wide. Splitting Big Jim out in the 3. To the inside was Arrow in the 48 into turn 6. They might be 4 wide entering turn 7. They are 4. Oh, Brendan Rex with BKR, and he's in the air. The 9 is doing a nose stand in turn 7. Many cars involved in this one. Arrow's one of them. It was a huge stack up. There were at least 5-6 cars in that one. And now LT leads. KD and Dirty Boy are making contact. That's for second. The 19's long gone. Brendan is somehow still 4th, even though the car was on his nose. And, I mean, he's not that far behind. Tiger was also involved, but he's 5th. I think that's Penn's in 6th, is that? Yeah, Penn's is 6th. BKR is now back to 7th. Once again, another crazy restart at a road course, and some of the names that we thought were going to be up inside the top 3 or 4, now they're back around 6th, 7th, 8th. So we'll see how this goes for these drivers. BKR making ground, getting by Tiger right there. Big Jim trying to come back. He's run top 5 all day now. He's back in 8th, the lowest he's been. Just got by Tiger for 7th. Penn's getting hit by BKR. The 11 wants to go, doesn't want to be side by side anymore. BKR trying to get back up to 6th and the 11. Scratch that, that'd be 5th. Big Jim trying to get spots. Tiger trying to get spots, all behind Penn's. Oh, the 8 loose. He sends Tiger into the tires. The 32 hard to the wall and will lose ground and spots right there. So Tiger, once again, these road courses and restarts have not gone his way, and he's fallen now back to 8th, maybe even further back. He's getting passed by AJ. So now Tiger back to 9th in the battle with Brett. And I think that's Allen as well. So not good for him. Meanwhile, it's good for LT, as he is still leading it by a comfortable margin over KD. KD right now 2nd. Dirty Boy, the winner of this race last season, is right now in 3rd. Brennan staying out in 4th. Was leading at the restart. Now slides in 4th, and he has a good ways back to BKR, who just walled it in 5th. Make it Big Jim in 5th now. So the 3 back up to 5th, but BKR was just 5th. Now he's back in a what looks to be 5 or 6 way battles. Allen spinning at the exit of the bus stop, enter of the carousel. 88's around, but there is a huge battle behind Big Jim. Pens is holding up Tiger, who has Brett right behind him, and then you obviously have BKR, who's been one of the fastest cars here. And then not far behind them is AJ. So Penn's holding up the 32, which has put Brett into this. And then BKR at the tail end of it is kind of sandwiching these drivers in between fast ones. Tiger will get by Penn's. Brett looking to get by Penn's. Brett will get to the inside of the 66. First race of the season for Brett. Obviously, he's not the biggest fan of Watkins Glen, whether it be on a wheel or if he's back to controller and having to get back used to the controller. But either way, he's not the biggest fan of Watkins Glen. He just kind of shoved Penn's out there to move by. Penn's now back to the 8th position. Brett up to 7th. And BKR looking now for that 8th spot. He'll get by Penn's here at the exit of the S's, it looks like. The 8 will back out, give the 11 the spot. So now BKR, one more spot closer to the front. However, it's a long ways up to the front because he is a good ways back with all that has happened to him on this restart. It's been a tough break for BKR, who has led the most laps here today and won both the stages, and definitely has been a top 3 car, if not top 2, if not best car here. And right now struggling, though, as he's further back in the pack and battling with Brett now for 7th. Brett looks like is going to give him the lane to the inside in turn 6 and maybe let him by here. He knows that that 11 is superior to him. Looks like he's going to fight, though, into turn 7. Has the preferred lane for turn 7. BKR is going to send it on the outside, try and pinch Brett down, and will do just that. BKR is up to 7th. Just got by Brett there, and let's see if he can try and get up closer to the front as you still have LT leading it. KD in 2nd still. Has not really closed the gap, but hasn't really lost that much. Dirty Boy in 3rd, also just kind of hanging in there. Same with Brennan in 4th. And then 5th place all the way back is Big Jim, and he is 3 seconds behind Brennan. So a good gap there, but Tiger's not that far behind Big Jim, only about a second. And BKR is 3 seconds behind Big Jim. Keep in mind that BKR is 3 seconds behind Big Jim because that gap could definitely close over the rest of this race, and we can see BKR possibly try and get a top 5 out of this. And who knows, there's going to be green flag pit stops, pit road penalties like speeding. And LT, remember this race last season, do not hit any of the walls coming off pit road, whether it be the left one and it spins you out, or do not hit the tire barriers so that you get kind of just wedged in there. LT, you're leading, do not do that.
I'll try not to.
Because if you do it now, I will definitely make fun of you. I didn't know you the last time it happened, but this time you'll never hear the end of it if you do it. Still, Katie's actually pulled away from Dirty Boy here in 2nd. Katie looks like he has a pretty fast car right now, and we're getting to a point now where, you know, we'll get to a stage in this race where you can pit and make it to the end on fuel. So the question is, what are these drivers going to do? Are they going to run this out as long as they can and then pit as late as they can? Or are some of them going to try and pit to have, it sounds backwards, but it's how it works at road courses in this game. Do you want to have worse tires later in the race? So do you want to pit first to have the worst tires at the end so that you're maybe a little bit faster? That could be something to watch out for. Does someone split this thing in half? Normally, all I've ever done here is run it out the whole distance. That's all I ever know, especially if you're up at the front. You definitely want to run out the whole distance, in my opinion. If you're LT and KD, you have the track position, you have clean racetrack. I would not want to pit and then come out, you know, around 2 or 3 race cars and have to battle through them and just have a lap of not clear racetrack. That could be a second off because you don't want to just run someone off the road. So if you're up at the front, I think your goal is to try and run this out as long as you can, or run it out until you start to get into traffic that is maybe already pitted. So that could be a goal for some of these front runners, like the 18 and the 19 and the 10 and the 9, is they have a large enough gap over 5th on back. Just keep that lead. LT, that was a moment exiting the.
That was sideways.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay, that was. I was ready to call the 19 is in the guardrail in the carousel, and he's collected KD as well, because it looked like that was about to happen. But a great save there to keep up to the lead. Lost some ground to KD, but could have been a lot worse. He could have lost a top 4 spot. It could have been back in 4th. So for LT, a great save. He can now collect his breath and try and pull back away from the 18. This battle for 3rd. Brennan got by Dirty Boy. So Brennan starting to sweat a little bit and making his way up to third. Obviously, I don't think he pitted in stage 2. I don't remember if he did or not. If he did, we didn't catch it, and it was off camera. But I don't think he did. So he ran 9 laps in that last stage on fuel. You get about 17 laps of fuel here. So he'll have to run, 9, 17. He can run about 8, 9 laps more. So we'll have to see. The stage is about 23 laps long. So he'd be pitting around 15 to go, which obviously can make it from there. And they're about at 15 to go, actually. They'll actually be at 15 to go at the line. So if Brennan did not pit ever during stage number 2, he'll have to pit within the next lap or two. And if he doesn't pit within the next lap or two, then we know that he probably did pit at some point during that. And he can go a lap or more longer. So we'll see what Brennan can do. Obviously, he can make it from here on fuel. So that's no worry. He wouldn't have to save if he pitted now. But we'll have to see what Brennan does here. He is staying out another lap, so he's confident he can go at least one more. And we'll have to see when that 9 comes down pit road. I think it's going to be sooner than any of these drivers at the front. So let's have to see how that works out for Brendan here. Tiger has closed in. There's going to be a battle for 5th here shortly. Tiger's closed in to within half a second of Big Jim on his bumper. And speaking of that, I don't see BKR anywhere. And right now, Pens is 9 seconds back in 7th of 5th place Big Jim. So something's happened to BKR. The 88's on pit road. But BKR, either he made a mistake or he pitted without his knowing. He's right now in turn 1 right behind Penn. So I think it was a mistake out of the 11. Since he's still right behind the 8, I think there was some sort of issue on the 11 of BKR. Once again, maybe just pushing it too hard. And it's very easy to push it too hard, like we just saw Tiger right there. Push it too hard into the bus stop, got into the grass, and have to lift or else you get the penalty. So there are corners of this racetrack where you push the limits lap after lap, and sometimes you step over that limit. It's easy to have happen. Even for some of the best at this course, just ask Brendan. Brendan would be the first to admit you sometimes push too hard at this racetrack and you step over the boundary and the racetrack will come out and bite you to give you a penalty, you spin out, something like that. So not easy to get around here, even though some of these drivers make it look easy. As Brendan is staying out another lap with 14 to go, so maybe he did pit at some point. That or he saved fuel as KD is really, really engine braking into turn 1. He was completely sideways that time into turn 1. Obviously trying to brake as late as you can, and then you're downshifting twice at the same time to try and slow that car down as much as you can. Gets the car sideways, but it's a great way to gain some time on braking. KD trying to do everything he can without spinning that car out to run down LT, because he knows right now that they're pretty evenly matched. LT's not, if he's pulling away just a little bit, if KD's closing it's just a little bit. So KD knows that they're evenly matched. That time KD going off-road racing through the Rich Marflores flowers that we have in the bus stop. KD obviously wants that bouquet of flowers at the end of this race, and he's charging hard to try and run down LT and using up every inch of grass to do it as well. Not just asphalt, he's using up grass as well. But LT's now coming up onto the 88, who has come off pit road. Allen has pitted, so he doesn't have to pit again in this race. But for LT, this is an issue. You've been faster than the 88 all race long. Allen hasn't been anywhere near the front. LT's been near the front all race long as he goes wide in turn 1, the 19 does, but Fine just gets off it pretty well. KD kept it within the curbs. I think that's the first time I've ever seen anyone do that. But LT has run down this 88. The question is, will Allen let him by? Because he knows he's the leader. Will he catch Allen? And if he catches Allen and Allen doesn't move out of his way, how much time does it cost LT? And where does he catch him? Because if you catch him entering the bus stop, you definitely don't want to make a pass there. If you catch him entering turn 6, that's a passing zone. It's a heavy braking zone. Catch him entering turn 1, that's another heavy braking zone. But if you catch him somewhere in like the bus stop or the S's, you might have to wait behind him, and that could cost time. That could tense even a second off that lap time. But LT does have a little bit of breathing room. KD hasn't had the best few laps here and has lost some ground to the 19, but not too much. So we'll have to see here as they enter the final corner. LT still not terribly close to Allen, but definitely gaining time every corner. The 18 still out there. Brennan still in third. No one of the front four has yet made the move to pit road. That battle for fifth is still about 3/4 of a second. Tiger still just keeping it within range of Big Jim, close to him. If the 3 makes a mistake, Tiger will get there as LT makes a mistake. Oh no. Oh no. From the lead, the 19 is sideways in the S's, and that's a hard place to turn around. He does it in one fell swoop, but that's back to 6th now, and so far back there would need to be some huge mistake for something to happen here.
Yeah, I followed the 88 off the track, and then I hit the wall on exit. and it turned me right back into the outside wall.
That will happen. That will happen here. Big Jim has passed Brennan. That's interesting. Brennan lost ground. I think did Brennan react to whatever happened, I assume, and lost some ground.
Brennan hit me.
Yeah. So you have Katie now out there by 4 seconds. Once again, though, not a done deal because issues happen. I mean, Katie thought he had the Kroger race here locked up, and he had some curb issues. So it can happen. You have Katie leading. There's this battle between Brennan and Big Jim right in front of Tiger. That's right now. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I would not be shocked to see LT in 6th close in and make it maybe a 4-car race as Big Jim does clear for 3rd. And Dirty Boy, though, 4 seconds off of Katie in 2nd right now. Dirty Boy, winner of this race last season. Brennan sends it up the inside. Big Jim tries to outbrake him. Maybe he outbroke himself. As Big Jim moves back to the inside, and the 3 is back clear. So Brennan right there trying an aggressive move, but it did not work for him. He's back to where he was right before that move. And Big Jim does clear. Brennan in 4th, Tiger in 5th. They're all run like that. So we'll have to see if Brennan, obviously a very skilled road course racer, can find a way back around Big Jim here. Obviously Big Jim no slouch though on these types of tracks either. Tiger really wide there. Have to give up some time. Brennan all over the back and trying a very aggressive arc in the carousel right there. Went really, really wide, trying to get a straighter shot off to get a better run, but the 3 does gap him again. So Big Jim really, really doing a strong job right there, able to hold off that 9. Great battle for 3rd right now. Brennan trying everything he knows to find a way around this 3-car. Big Jim within 4 laps, having to come down pit road for fuel and tires. Brennan's going to be the first to hit, so he'll do a little bit of an undercut. The 9 into pit road, got down to pit road speed. That was from 4th. He was thinking, I'm behind someone, I'm losing time maybe. Why not pit? Katie also pitted from the lead in the 18, which hands Dirty Boy the lead in the 10 with 10 to go. Up ahead, he has lap traffic. It's the 54. Will AJ play nice? Or will it be like we saw at the end of stage 2 where it kind of halted KD's progress up a little bit? So Dirty Boy still out there with the lead. Big Jim in 2nd. And I believe it's Tiger in 3rd and LT in 4th. As Dirty Boy through the bus stop cleanly and still has that 54 in front of him. Not that close yet, but be close enough to someone where issues could happen. Dirty Boy does a nice job getting off the carousel. There you can see 2nd and 3rd place as of now are the 3 and the 32. They're not terribly far back of Dirty Boy, but Dirty Boy is also 4 seconds back of KD, who I want to make sure he got off pit road properly in the 18, because that is a huge issue. The 11 spun it off pit road. He did where he went too far left and hit the guardrail, which spins you out. KD looks like he was clear off pit road. Here come the leaders they're in. The 19, the 3, and the 10 all have come in, but the 32 of Tiger stays out another lap, trying to just go as long as he can, it looks like, maybe. Big Jim will take a can and 4 tires. Obviously can't make out on those lefts. Brennan wide in the carousel, maybe an issue there on the 9. He has lost a lot of time to KD, so I have to wonder if Brennan just messed up the bus stop, maybe got a little loose and possibly had to lift there. But KD off of the final corner in the 18. Big Jim's pit stop at 16.3. That is horrendous. The 3 crew not on their game. There's Dirty Boy leaving. The 18 though well by him. Dirty Boy comes off. Big Jim comes off. LT comes off. There is Dirty Boy leaving. He's off cleanly. LT, you did it. Good job.
Thanks.
You leapt ahead of Brennan, so obviously Brennan did have some issues on his outlap there, and lost him a lot of time. He was up there right with Big Jim, and now he's way behind, even behind LT. It'll be interesting to see where as KD goes really wide in the bus stop. Oh, that is very, very close there. Did lift a lot, though, to give up the time he would have gained. Tiger's still staying out in the 32, so he is not yet pitted. The 32 is currently the race leader, but has not yet made his pit stop. He will have to at some point for tires and fuel. Maybe not the tire part. Maybe he has enough tires to make it to the end. Who knows? I've never seen anyone do it in a cup car here, but it's definitely possible to have happen. The Tiger down the backstretch into the bus stop. Remember, he was right around the 3 and the 9. Obviously, Big Jim out ahead of Brennan by a good margin because Brennan must have had some issues on his outlap. We'll have to see. With Tiger staying out this much longer, he has the better laps now. The question is, how will this affect him in the longer run towards the end of this race, where maybe his tires will be too new and he won't be running as good. So we'll just have to see. As Tiger into the final 2 corners. We'll see if he comes down pit road this time by or if he's going to go another lap in the 32, and he has had enough. He'll bring it down into pit road for service. So Tiger pits from the lead. You'll have to see where the 18 is, where the 10 is. Brett coming off pit road in the 66. There is Katie off of the carousel, and Dirty Boy, I don't know if he may have actually closed in a little bit in the 10. Yeah, he definitely closed in. So Dirty Boy must have had better pit entry, better pit exit, better out lap, better in lap, whatever it was. Dirty Boy did gain some time on Katie. It was about 3-4 seconds before pit stops. Now it's down to about maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds. So that's a pretty decent gain right there for Dirty Boy on these pit stops. But once again, a good ways back, you have to have Katie make some sort of mistake for that 10 to be able to pounce here. Katie is through turn 1 and is out in front now once again at Watkins Glen. Dirty Boy now in second. There's Tiger coming up pit road. He'll be in front of Big Jim, so really good stop there for the 32. Very good pit work all around for that 32. Good into pit road, good off pit road, good pit stop. Big Jim obviously has 16.3, so that didn't help matters at all for the 3, but Tiger leaps up to third, and now he has to try and hold off Big Jim, who has a little bit worse tires, which I guess is good in this context. It's weird to say that, but it's true. Worse tires in this game at road courses, you'd rather have that. You'd rather stay out on 10-lap tires on a green-white checker than come into pit road for 4 fresh ones. It's just how it works. So let's see if Big Jim can use those worn tires to his advantage. I honestly wish you could scuff some tires in this game, because people would be doing that every road course. Still Katie leading. In the 18, he crosses the line right there. Dirty Boy not able to close. In fact, may have lost some ground that last lap. So obviously the 18 right now looking faster. And that's he was looking like he was the fastest car in stage 2 as well until he got caught up with the 54. So it doesn't surprise me at all to see Katie up here leading this race and, you know, pulling away from the field behind him. Honestly, I think LT was one that was just as good as him, but you know, mistakes happen. Especially at a road course where you have to go around 7 turns with a commentator in your ear at all points. That definitely does not help things. Although it helped at Road America, so I don't know. We can't use that. That
is true. Yeah.
We can't use that for too much longer. That's oh man, Tiger's pushing everything he can right now in that 32, trying to keep third here. He wants a top 3 result. Big Jim trying everything to try and get to him right now in the 3. It's Tiger doing a nice job there, getting off the carousel well. Big Jim kind of just hangs with them in the 3. LT still trying to keep ahead of Brennan. So far doing a nice job. Brennan had closed in a little bit closer than he is right now, but he's able to pull back away from him as Katie comes off the final corner cleanly. There's Dirty Boy. He's kind of right now in an island of his own. He has 4 seconds up on Tiger and has about 3 seconds up to KD, maybe a little bit less. So right now he's kind of in a world of his own for Dirty Boy. And he just has to close out 5 more laps. He'll get second, and it'd be first and second in this series at Watkins Glen for Dirty Boy, who was going really well last season here. As I just saw Big Jim got the wall off the first corner. He got into the tires, and LT will close that gap just a little bit, down to about 3/4 of a second, entering the bus stop. And Big Jim's been running around 4th, 5th all day long, so he hasn't been slow, but LT's been up, you know, 1st, 2nd, 3rd all day long. So, you know, that just slight difference in speed, will that be what LT needs to get by this 3 to get up to 4th? And, you know, Tiger's 2 seconds up the road of Big Jim, so I don't know if LT disposed of Big Jim, if he'd be able to close in 2 seconds on Tiger, because Tiger's no slouch here either. But obviously the faster LT can try and get around Big Jim, maybe try and close down Tiger, but Big Jim is fast, and it's going to be hard to get by this 3 car, especially late in the race, 4 to go. Big Jim isn't just going to let someone have it. As Katie off turn 1 cleanly, Dirty Boy starting to push it harder, going wide in turn 1, trying to use every inch of asphalt he has available to him, and hoping that Katie makes some small mistake right here that would allow the 10 to visit victory lane once again at Watkins Glen in the Elite Racer Series. As they're racing down the backstretch into the bus stop. Once again, this is maybe the corner where most of the issues, most of the mistakes will come. And I think Katie knows that, because he's taking it more conservative through there. Dirty Boy's being very aggressive and has cut that gap down to what is about a second and a half now. So this is not over. Coming to 3 to go. Dirty Boy is running faster than Katie right now. We'll have to see if he can try and close in and maybe pressure the 18 into a mistake. It's very easy here. You start looking at your mirror, making sure that that guy behind you is not gaining. He's not going to look inside, and you could mess up, which Katie almost did right there into the final corner. Got sideways, but does give up time to Dirty Boy. 3 to go. The gap is about a second now between the front two. KD has led a lot of this race. Dirty Boy in second, looking for another one. Big Jim just full throttled into the final wall. I'm not so sure what that was. He style points 360 spins back going in sixth. I'm not sure what that was about with 3 to go, but he wanted to give spots to Team Brendan, it looks like, and he did just that. But 3 to go, this race for the lead is not over, and if Dirty Boy can get through the bus stop like he did last lap, KD now being a little bit more aggressive, knowing that the 10 closed in, but KD knows what happened to him at Kroger. You know, is he maybe thinking back to that, where he was leading this race, and I wasn't up there. I was way far back, but LT, you're up there. It was some sort of issue with curbs in the bus stop, which cost him the win. Is that in the back of KD's mind right now, come to 2 to go, where you right now have the lead, and if you don't make a mistake, you're probably going to win this race. Dirty Boy is a little bit faster than you, it looks like, on speed, but not that much faster on raw speed, but we'll just have to see right here. KD coming around, 2 to go at Watkins Glen. Dirty Boy about a second back, just lurking, waiting for the 18 to maybe make a mistake, and also the 10 pushing it a lot harder. KD, we had been seeing when he was in second, engine braking big into turn 1, getting it sideways. That time very, very smooth, and it looks like Dirty Boy is the one being more aggressive, as he is all over Dirty Boy into the grass on both ends of the S's, pushing it hard. He's into the guardrail at the top of the S's and loses about a second. That is a huge mistake for Dirty Boy. KD now has some breathing room that he did not have prior, so now the 18 can chill out a little bit more and try and make it through this final lap and a half incident-free, and KD will win it at Watkins Glen. That was the mistake that KD needed from Dirty Boy, and it was a mistake Dirty Boy was trying to push out of KD, and sometimes you try and push that mistake out of someone, you end up making a mistake yourself, and that's just how racing is. Speaking of mistakes, LT is taking some different...
went down to second.
Oh, yep, that'll happen. He was taking some... I didn't know Racing Series went that way, but I guess now we know. But white flag is out for KD. One more time around, he pulled away again from Dirty Boy, who is the last few corners really, really lost time. This battle for fourth is getting entertaining as well. Tiger right now in third, just kind of there, just hoping he can end it out in third, and maybe hoping Dirty Boy makes a mistake and he can get to second. But this battle for fourth, we'll have to watch all the way to the end of this race, while also watching to make sure KD doesn't make a mistake, as he is up through the Esther for the final time. No signs of struggle for the 18s. He races down the backstretch. Comfortable lead over Dirty Boy, and I assume this bus stop is going to be the easiest bus stop KD has done. He's not going to push it through there for sure. Dirty Boy, though, attack mode through the bus stop. Really attack mode through the bus stop. Going off track. Closes in on KD. Had to give some time up because of cutting, but did close it into about a second. So KD can't rest comfortable for 6 and 7, but he has a nice enough gap to where Dirty Boy can't send it into the back bumper of the 18. But Dirty Boy definitely full throttled almost through the bus stop. KD through 6 for the final time. Into 7. Dirty Boy not close enough unless KD gets loose off the final corner. This is his race to win. Back into the gas smoothly. KD will pick up a win at Watkins Glen, the Elite Racer Series. Dirty Boy second, Tiger third, the battle for fourth. They're side by side. Brennan and LT are side by side, slamming doors all the way to the checkered flag. Brennan fourth, LT fifth at the end. In a finish very reminiscent of Road America for the win between LT and Kenny. This time, Brennan able to beat out LT. That was a great battle for fourth and fifth. Big Jim right behind them in sixth. Got very loose off the final corner, trying to get back in the gas to make it 3 wide. Big Jim will end up in sixth. B. Kiar, who had maybe one of the fastest cars today, will have to sell for seventh. Arrow looks like he's possibly going to get eighth here, but what a great win for KD right there in the 18. Very fast all day, maybe the fastest car here today, and showed why they're winning this race. And we'll have to see. I think that was his first win of the season, so a great win for KD right there. And he was 12 behind Dirty Boy in points coming in, so them finishing 1-2, that's gonna be a good points battle there, and good points for Brennan as well. Fourth, LT need those points after missing the last 2 races, lost a lot of points there. He should gain some back over Tango and Arrow. And obviously Workman won't be racing until August, so that name will fall out of the playoff picture. Big Jim also those 2 wins. With the wild card situation, obviously those 2 wins will play out in case people do fall outside the top 10 in points, but you obviously don't want to use those wins as wild cards. You want to at least stay top 10. So that's what Big Jim and LT are trying to do. But I think that is our 5th winner this season, and we have him in here. KD, that was quite the race for you, let me tell you. Stage 2, I want to talk about that. You were obviously leading. You caught the lap traffic of the 54. I didn't quite catch what happened. Can you tell us what happened there with the 54 going through the bus stop and into the carousel? Because it didn't look too good, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it wasn't too good. So, okay. So I caught him, and it was coming into the bus stop. I thought he was gonna let me go, but apparently, so on the restart, he said that I got into him, so it must have been a netcode issue because I didn't touch him. If I got close, but I don't think I did. But if I did it, it was slight. So I don't know about that, but I caught him in the bus stop, and then I got to his right side, and then he doored me into the inside wall in the carousel, and then I think I half spun, and I think the 11 retook the lead, and I was behind him until the final corner, I think it was, and he pushed the 11 wide in turn 6, and then when I caught him in the final corner, I was on his bumper, then he spun, and I got caught up in it. I think I lost, 2 spots? I finished 4th in that stage, but I don't really care about it right now since I won, even though probably LT should have won, but I'll take it.
I was about to mention you were then right behind LT in stage 3 there, and kind of you two were very equal in my opinion. You weren't really losing much time to him. He wasn't really gaining much time, but you made that mistake off turn 1. What was your thought when that happened? Because you had a pretty good gap over Dirty Boy. Was it just kind of not make any mistakes, back it down to where you can just manage the gap and not make any mistakes, especially through the bus stop?
Yeah, I was still trying. After that happened, I was pretty surprised. I was thinking he hit the wall that sticks out in the runoff out of turn 1. So, so I saw that happen. I had to back it down a little bit to make sure I didn't hit him. So I got that gap on the 10, and then I tried to stay on it because I knew the 10 could catch me if I was too lax about it. And then the last, I think I had a 2-second lead going into the last lap, and for some reason I was trying to push for like a 105, except my fast lap at that point was like a 106.2. And then I got really loose in the S's and nearly wrecked, and then I just backed it down the rest of the lap, and then the 10 almost caught me. Like that was kind of bad on my part. I shouldn't have pushed like that, but I mean, it worked out in the end, so it's fine.
Well, congratulations on the win. We'll call that redemption from Kroger Watkins Glen.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
this is a good one for you. Congratulations. Go celebrate hard.
Yep. Thank you.
And we'll move to second place Dirty Boy, who made a show at the end. As Katie mentioned, he said he had about 2 seconds on the final lap, and I think you cut that in half in the bus stop. Was that full send, or did you lift a little bit there?
Pretty much full send. I lifted a little bit, but I wasn't gonna pass him anyway, so I gained like a second because I cut it.
Yeah, but obviously you won this race last season. So you were maybe one of the favorites coming in. You ran really well all day, but what do you think you needed to compete with the drivers like the 18, the 19 a little bit more? Because you were there, it was just a little bit that you needed, it looked like.
Yeah, when everyone wrecked in front of me, I lost like 2 seconds to Katie and them, and then they wrecked again. I lost another second, but I don't think I was as fast as him anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Obviously, points leader coming in, and second place points. So you and Katie should be pretty close after that. I think he was 12 back of you. And we'll move. I think Tiger's in here, right? Tiger got third. That was an eventful race for you, Tiger. Stage 1, I was talking good about you, and then as soon as I ended my sentence, you got a penalty in the bus stop. I apologize for that. I think that was a jinx. And then there were some wrecks all around you, especially stage 3. Take us through that and how you got to third, because you were came from nowhere there in stage 3.
Yeah, stage 3. I kind of got lucky with the wrecks, and that one into the final corner, I just kind of ran into everyone trying to brake, and ended up going straight through the pit straight, and then I was behind Big Jim for a while, and I was able to get ahead of him through pit strategy. LT, Brendan, Rex, I think. So I got to P3, and then I kind of just stayed there for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it was fun to see you battle there with drivers like Big Jim and Brendan before those pit stops. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say because you were kind of nowhere and we weren't really focusing at the beginning because you obviously had that penalty through the bus stop, but got up there in a really good steal for third place. So congratulations on your top 3 here today. And Brennan, I want to talk to you because you and LT had a photo finish for 4th. What was it like coming down to the end there as you were side by side with the winner of Road America?
Oh, well, first off, I want to say I was driving angry. I got wrecked. BKR hit the glitch. I got wrecked, and then LT wrecked a while after, and I ran into him. And then I hit the bus stop glitch after the pit stop. So I was driving angry. Right now, LT, I want to apologize if I drove you like crap, but I was driving angry. I know I've said that like 10 times, but I was driving angry.
Do you need a bouquet of flowers?
Yeah, heavy kind of. To get 4th out of it, though, I think is pretty good, seeing as we wrecked 3 times. I thought that LT could have got us, but we beaten him bang to the line, so.
I thought he was going to put you in the wall off the final corner. I saw that car dart hard left. I was like, oh no. I was like, he's not going to do that, is he? But Brendan, do you want to shout out any sponsors for this race? I mentioned them about 5 times during this race, but let's mention them more because they're so great.
Hey, yo, we want to thank our brand new sponsor. I'm sure that you've already announced it. Rich Mar Florist, I think is how you say it.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, we want to thank them for coming on. We also want to thank Double G Construction Roofing for being our main sponsor. Yeah, we want to thank them for being on board. And that was a good race. I think next week is either Indy or
Gateway. It's
Gateway.
Classic short track
I'll be
racing.
honest. Tango's in here, and he can say, I hate Gateway. And we were talking about the schedule, and I told him, hey, pick any 2 tracks that you want to be added to the schedule. He said Road America and Gateway. I wasn't very happy with him, but I let it slide. I let it slide.
Well, you know what? Gateway is the 2nd to 4 races of the Tough Track Challenge. So that is going to be an important one. Obviously, after Dover, Tango leads that. Looking for those 10-point bonus at the start of the chase. So that'll be a fun one to watch next week. Maybe someone else will be here to commentate. Who knows?
Yeah. We also, I don't know if you mentioned it, but we want to congratulate Eli on graduating high school.
Yeah. No, I was too busy making fun of him during the race. So.
Other people, AJ graduated from high school and Big Jim graduated from college. So that's cool.
Awesome scenes.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
All right. I think that'll conclude it. We'll end it on a happy note. People graduate in college and high school. But next week, race number 8, Gateway, for the 2nd race of the Tough Track Challenge in the Elite Racer Series. Tune in, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know how to end this, really. I'm not good at this. Where's Bardo when you need him? Thanks for watching the Elite Racer Series from Watkins Glen. We'll see you guys next week for Gateway.